I just wanted to be noticed. Well, I'm confident in myself, but I think there's a lot to be said about being comfortable with.
For years, whispers and wild theories swirled around the enigmatic figure who captured Dolly Parton's heart, Carl Dean. Despite being the love of her life, Carl deliberately remained hidden from the public eye, leaving many to wonder if he was nothing more than a well-crafted myth. As Dolly's star rose to astronomical heights, Carl chose a path of quiet dignity. And now, following his peaceful passing, Dolly is finally sharing intimate details of their union, details that challenge everything we thought we knew. For decades, fans and critics alike have puzzled over the identity of Dolly Parton's mysterious husband. Who was the man who loved her deeply, yet shunned the glare of fame? Even as Dolly built a larger-than-life career and became a household name, Carl's existence was barely a whisper in the public realm. "We love each other so much," Dolly once confided, "and over time our bond deepened in ways words can scarcely capture." His elusive nature led some to speculate wildly. Was he even real? Now, as Dolly opens up about their shared past, she unveils a story so remarkable that it reshapes our understanding of both love and sacrifice in the spotlight. Dolly Parton's move to Nashville in 1964 was not fueled by romance, but by an unyielding passion for music. At just 18 years old, she arrived with enormous dreams, determined to make a mark on the country music scene. There was little room in her heart for distractions, as her mind was laser-focused on her craft and the promise of stardom. But fate, as unpredictable as it is, had something extraordinary in store, a twist that would eventually intertwine her destiny with that of a humble, hard-working man. It was on a seemingly routine day that Dolly's life took an unexpected turn. Freshly arrived in Nashville, she visited a local laundromat, a modest establishment where everyday life unfolded quietly. Dressed in a vibrant crop top and exuding an effortless energy, she could not have known that her ordinary day was about to become extraordinary. Just then, a white Chevy pickup pulled up, and out stepped Carl Dean. His first words, a teasing comment about her sunburn from that very outfit, might have seemed casual, but in that moment they sparked a connection that would span nearly 6 decades. Carl Dean was far from the image of a typical Hollywood leading man. At 21, he was a road-paving contractor with no ambitions to be part of the music industry's glitzy spectacle. He wasn't a record producer, a songwriter, or a member of Nashville's high society. Instead, he was an ordinary young man with a simple life. And yet, the moment his eyes met Dolly's, something extraordinary happened. His offhand remark, laced with a humor that was both genuine and unpretentious, would eventually alter the course of both their lives. Unlike the flashy personas that populate the world of show business, Carl was drawn to the real Dolly, not the persona of a future superstar. As Dolly began her meteoric rise in the music world, her burgeoning career left little room for conventional romance. Yet, with Carl, everything was different. They embarked on a relationship that blossomed away from the relentless cameras and relentless industry parties. Instead of grand, public declarations, their love was nurtured in quiet moments. Long drives through the Tennessee hills, evenings filled with home-cooked meals, and endless conversations where dreams were shared and futures were quietly built. Their connection was intimate, evolving slowly yet steadily, founded on a mutual respect and a deep understanding of each other's true selves. Back in the 1960s, the music industry operated under a strict set of rules, especially when it came to female stars. Record executives believed that a woman's allure depended on her remaining single. Marriage was seen as a potential risk to her carefully curated image. They insisted that Dolly remain unattached, convinced that a husband would tarnish the persona they had so meticulously crafted. But Dolly was never one to be boxed in by industry expectations. When love called, she chose authenticity over compliance. Alongside Carl, she defied those norms, making a bold statement that her heart would not be dictated by the demands of record labels or public opinion. On May 30th, 1966, with the world watching from a distance, Dolly and Carl made a courageous choice. They eloped. Eschewing the fanfare and media frenzy that a high-profile wedding would have brought, they quietly drove to Ringgold, Georgia, a strategic decision that kept their union under wraps. Their wedding was a modest, intimate affair attended only by those closest to them, including Dolly's mother. There were no elaborate dresses or lavish celebrations, just two souls united by love and defiance in the face of industry pressures. By choosing secrecy, they managed to keep the spotlight at bay, at least for a little while, allowing their love to flourish away from prying eyes. On the day of their secret wedding, Carl made a heartfelt vow to Dolly, a promise that would define the nature of their relationship for decades to come. He assured her that his love was genuine and unconditional, but he also made it clear that he had no interest in the trappings of fame. Carl wasn't swayed by the allure of red carpets, paparazzi, or the glamorous parties of Hollywood. Instead, he preferred a life of simplicity and authenticity, a quiet existence far removed from the relentless buzz of celebrity. Many viewed this as a sacrifice, but for Carl, it was a deliberate choice that perfectly aligned with who he was. When news of the elopement broke, the music industry was in uproar. Executives panicked, fearing that Dolly's carefully constructed image as an unattainable country sweetheart would be shattered by the revelation of her secret marriage. But they misjudged the strength of Dolly's spirit. Far from derailing her career, her decision to marry Carl only added to her allure. Instead of losing fans, she attracted even more admiration. Her authenticity resonated with the public, proving that true strength comes from being true to oneself. Her marriage, far from being a liability, became a source of empowerment and inspiration, fueling her meteoric rise to superstardom. While Dolly thrived under the blazing lights of the stage, Carl consciously chose a different path. He detested the thought of being thrust into the glare of the public, and his discomfort was palpable. After a single appearance at a BMI Awards event in 1967, an experience that left him disillusioned with the trappings of celebrity, Carl resolved never to step into the spotlight again. The constant attention, the relentless small talk, and the feeling of being scrutinized by strangers were burdens he was unwilling to bear. Instead, he vowed to support Dolly from behind the scenes, preserving his privacy and remaining true to his nature. This choice only deepened the mystery surrounding him and, paradoxically, enhanced the allure of their union. In a world where celebrity relationships are often defined by public appearances and relentless media coverage, Dolly and Carl's love story was refreshingly different. Their relationship was built on a foundation of trust and independence, a rare blend that allowed them to flourish on their own terms. While Dolly was the dazzling star who lit up stages and captivated audiences, Carl was the quiet force that kept her grounded. He never sought to control her or steal her spotlight. Instead, he offered a steady, unwavering support that enabled her to soar. Their unique dynamic was the secret behind their nearly 60-year marriage, a love story that defied the conventional rules of Hollywood relationships. Carl Dean's life was defined by his deliberate choice to remain out of the public eye. Even after marrying one of the biggest names in country music, he never felt the need to bask in the glow of fame. His day-to-day existence was simple and unpretentious. Whether he was working as a road paving contractor, enjoying a quiet drive in his old pickup truck, or spending time at his favorite local diners, Carl embraced the beauty of ordinary moments. Unlike many who chase the allure of celebrity, he found contentment in the mundane, watching everyday life unfold around him, appreciating the little details that made life so rich and real. The very secrecy of Carl's existence led some to question his reality. In a culture fascinated by mystery and intrigue, many doubted whether he was more than a figment of Dolly's imagination, a character conjured up to add an air of romance to her public persona. Critics and fans alike laughed at the notion, dismissing him as a mere invention. Yet, for those who truly knew Dolly, the truth was far more nuanced. The absence of Carl from the public stage only added layers to their story, creating an enduring enigma that kept people guessing about his whereabouts and his true personality. There were rare instances when Carl's presence was spotted, each appearance shrouded in ambiguity. In 2016, a grainy photograph emerged of an elderly man at a gas station, sparking debates among fans. Was that truly Carl Dean, or just another urban legend? Dolly herself never confirmed or denied these sightings, further cementing his status as a man who deliberately evaded public life. This deliberate obscurity, far from being a flaw, became one of the most intriguing aspects of their relationship, drawing endless fascination from those who admired the couple's ability to maintain their privacy in a world obsessed with fame. Carl's indifference to the glamorous side of life was unwavering. While other famous couples reveled in champagne-soaked parties and extravagant outings, he found joy in solitude and simple pleasures. His love for driving around in his trusty old pickup, stopping at his favorite fast food spots, and simply soaking in the tranquility of his surroundings was a testament to his down-to-earth nature. In a world where many craved the spotlight, Carl's contentment in remaining unnoticed was both refreshing and inspiring. His life was a quiet counterpoint to the relentless buzz of Hollywood, a life in which every day was savored for its inherent simplicity. Dolly and Carl's relationship was a delicate dance between two vastly different worlds. Dolly's life was one of constant movement, a whirlwind of tours, stage performances, and media appearances, while Carl's world was rooted in the comfort of routine and privacy. Despite the physical and emotional distances that sometimes separated them, their bond remained unbreakable. They understood that love did not require constant proximity. Instead, it thrived on trust, respect, and the freedom to be oneself. Even when Dolly was away on extended tours, she always found a way to reconnect with Carl, proving that true love is measured not by physical presence, but by the strength of the connection that endures through time and distance. Their love story was not without its playful quirks. Dolly once revealed that they both enjoyed a bit of light-hearted flirting, an exchange of teasing comments that kept their relationship lively and fun. However, there were also unspoken rules that they adhered to, boundaries that ensured respect and trust. For instance, while Dolly's charm made many male friends swoon, and Carl was known to crack jokes with women during his routine visits to the grocery store, neither ever overstepped the invisible lines that defined their commitment. Dolly even joked that if Carl ever strayed, she'd let him know in no uncertain terms. These playful yet firm boundaries were the secret ingredient in their relationship, ensuring that even in moments of jest, respect, and loyalty remained paramount. Dolly's remarkable ability to transform everyday moments into unforgettable music was deeply intertwined with her relationship with Carl. Many of her hit songs were born from real-life anecdotes, including the story behind Jolene, a playful nod to a red-headed bank teller who once gave Carl extra attention at her local branch. While some interpreted the song as a tale of jealousy or heartbreak, the truth was far more light-hearted. It was a humorous reflection of life's odd encounters. Even songs like "I Will Always Love You" were not solely about the pain of a breakup, but also a celebration of deep, enduring emotions. "Tomorrow is forever" carried hidden messages that only those who truly understood their relationship could decipher. In every lyric, Carl's influence was palpable. His quiet support and the real-life moments they shared became the muse that inspired Dolly's artistry. Carl's role in Dolly's life went far beyond that of a silent partner. He was her most honest critic and her biggest fan, listening to her new songs in private long before anyone else had the chance. Despite his complete absence from public events, his influence was a cornerstone of her success. He never demanded the spotlight, instead choosing to offer candid feedback in the quiet of their home. This subtle, behind-the-scenes support was one of the many reasons Dolly remained grounded, even as her career soared. It was a love built on mutual admiration, each understanding that their differences only served to make their bond stronger. Carl was a man who prided himself on his independence. Despite being married to one of the richest and most famous women in country music, he refused to let that define him. Instead, he built a successful career as a road paving contractor, earning his own living and maintaining a sense of pride in his self-reliance. Even when Dolly offered financial support, Carl politely declined, preferring the dignity of hard work to the idea of relying on her fortune. His commitment to forging his own path not only earned Dolly's deep respect, but it also strengthened the foundation of their relationship, demonstrating that true love flourishes when both partners are allowed to shine as individuals. Among the many small gestures that defined their marriage, one of the most endearing was Carl's habit of leaving heartfelt notes for Dolly. On countless evenings, when she returned home after a long day, she found simple yet profound messages waiting for her. These notes, sometimes written months apart, served as constant reminders of his unwavering love and thoughtfulness. In a world that often values grand declarations, these quiet acts of affection spoke volumes. They were a testament to the deep connection between them, a love language that required no fanfare, only sincerity and care. Carl was not a man of many words in public, but his sharp sense of humor was a treasured part of their private life. He had a way of making Dolly laugh with his understated wit, once even teasing that he'd never marry her again because once was enough. This playful banter was not an expression of discontent, but rather a loving joke shared between two people who had found joy in every moment together. His humor, much like the best moments in vintage Hollywood films, added levity to their lives, ensuring that even in the midst of life's challenges, laughter and light remained at the heart of their bond. As the years rolled by, the true measure of their relationship became evident. While many celebrity couples struggled under the pressure of constant public scrutiny, Dolly and Carl thrived on the strength of their differences. They never tried to change each other. Instead, they celebrated what made them unique. Their bond was built on an unspoken understanding. Each allowed the other the freedom to be who they were, without judgment or the need for constant validation. This rare equilibrium of independence and unity was the secret behind their nearly 60 years together, a testament to a love that grew stronger with every passing day. Even as Dolly's career demanded long periods away on tour and the inevitable challenges of life set in, the couple's connection remained resilient. They found solace in the simplest routines, quiet evenings watching television, sharing inside jokes on a front porch, and cherishing moments of solitude together. Carl's support never wavered. Even when he wasn't physically present, his quiet strength resonated with Dolly. Their ability to maintain intimacy despite physical distance was a hallmark of a love built on trust and deep emotional understanding. It was a union where every small gesture, every kind word, helped stitch together the tapestry of a lifetime spent side by side. In the world of glitz and glamour, it is rare to witness a relationship where both partners honor each other's individuality as fiercely as Dolly and Carl did. While Dolly's magnetic personality drew the attention of millions, Carl's preference for a modest, private life served as a grounding force. They supported each other not by sharing the same dreams, but by celebrating the differences that made them who they were. His quiet, steadfast nature complemented her larger-than-life persona, proving that sometimes the most powerful love is the one that thrives away from the dazzling spotlight. As time moved inexorably forward, Carl's health began to decline, a reality that no amount of fame or success could alter. Even as his once robust spirit waned, he remained the same private, independent man he had always been. Dolly, ever the devoted partner, adjusted her hectic schedule to be by his side, turning down major projects and immersing herself in the role of caretaker. Their final years together were marked by tender moments of shared quiet, where the simple act of being present for one another became the greatest expression of love. In these precious times, their bond shone even brighter, proving that true love only deepens in the face of life's inevitable challenges. On March 3, 2025, the world quietly bid farewell to Carl Dean. His passing, marked by peaceful finality, left a void that was deeply felt by Dolly and by all who had admired their extraordinary love story. True to his lifelong wish, Carl's final farewell was a private affair, attended only by those closest to him. Dolly's announcement was both raw and poignant, a simple, heartfelt message that conveyed her immense sorrow, yet also celebrated the decades of joy and resilience they had shared together. The loss was personal and profound, a chapter that closed on an era defined by quiet strength and mutual devotion. In the wake of Carl's passing, Dolly turned to the one thing that had always been her refuge: music. In interviews and on stage, she has continued to share memories of their happiest moments together, using her songs as a tribute to his unwavering love and support. Whether recounting the story behind a classic hit or revealing the significance of a favorite melody like Coat of Many Colors, Dolly's heartfelt reflections remind us that Carl's influence was woven into every note and lyric. His favorite song, a piece that spoke to their shared values and humble beginnings, became a symbol of their enduring legacy, a legacy that will live on as long as the music plays. Though Carl's physical presence has left this world, the impact of his love and the lessons he imparted remain eternal. Dolly continues to honor his memory with grace and gratitude, speaking about him with a tenderness that belies the public persona she has built over the years. Their love story, unconventional and deeply private, stands as a beacon of hope in a world where true connection often seems fleeting. It is a reminder that real love is measured not by grand gestures or public displays, but by the quiet, everyday acts of devotion that weave a lifetime of shared memories. Thank you for joining us on this detailed journey through one of vintage Hollywood's most intriguing and heartfelt romances. If you found this exploration as moving as we did, please like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to click on the next video for more amazing stories from the golden era of showbiz and the timeless legends who continue to inspire us all.